I want, of course, to greet our citizens and residents and to indicate to all that it is indeed a pleasure for me to dialogue with our people again on leadership matters. I continue to view leadership matters as an exercise in the people's democracy. Here, our citizens and residents from all walks of life have the opportunity to engage leaders at the highest level of the country on a range of issues of national interest and concern. I must thank the thousands of persons who week after week tune in to Leadership Matters on ZIZ Radio and television and on several social media outlets such as YouTube and Facebook, etc. Indeed, your views are important to me, and I invite you to continue to send your feedback after every program. As the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, my firm commitment is to lead our country to a successful recovery from the most significant challenge facing the world, that is, the COVID-19 pandemic. In this regard, we have adopted an all-of-society approach. Every voice matters. Every idea of value will be taken on board as part of my government's efforts to create the stronger and safer future. Last Friday, scores of persons attended our national dialogue at the Royal St. Kitts Hotel, and they gave their views on how we can chart the way forward for a strong recovery and sustainable and resilient growth in the future. Indeed, we can take some confidence from the prediction by the IMF in its latest outlook that St. Kitts and Nevis will record an 8% growth in 2021. Tonight, we have been focusing broadly and how we will chart that way to a sustainable recovery of our country. Indeed, in our upcoming budget address and appropriation bill, we will set out more specifically our programs to move our country in the right direction, notwithstanding the worst economic recession the world has experienced in the last 100 years. To our credit, our excellent success in St. Kitts and Nevis in containing the novel coronavirus and our careful step-by-step approach to opening up the country over the past 7 months have put us in a stronger position than most countries. We are one of the safest countries in the region. Our crime rate is at an all-time low. We have the lowest number of COVID-19 cases of all sovereign states in the hemisphere, and all these cases have fully recovered. We give God thanks for that reality. We have had no COVID-19 deaths and have no hospitalization at this time. We will keep it this way through hard work and our common sense approach in doing the right thing. We are working hard to market our country as the best place to vacation, to work, and raise families. Our tourism authority will lead in this effort, but all of us can put in a good word for our country, post some of the most scenic places, and invite our friends to come and enjoy our Twin Island paradise. We are working hard to attract new companies to our country, to create more jobs for our people, and our Minister of Trade is presently having discussions with a number of entities on this matter. We are particularly interested in attracting companies which put ICTs at the heart of their operation. High-tech jobs are what we need to attract to our shores, while we strengthen our agro-processing, utilizing local fruits and vegetables. And in this regard, perhaps Mr. Discoster's reference to our not wasting or spoiling or allowing to go to waste in any form of the local produce will be captured with a strong agro-processing response. We will, with our private sector partners, implement our digital transformation strategy, delivering speedier and more reliable internet and telecommunication services to everyone at affordable rates, thereby providing the tools to advance real transformation in the way we do business. We will infuse modern information and communication technology in their widest application in our homes, our schools, our government, our churches, and businesses. Our Citizenship by Investment program will be further strengthened to deliver foreign exchange earnings, providing financing for further growth of our hotel industry, creating a critical threshold of room stock that will make our destination highly attractive to airlines and visitors. Airlines need critical passenger load factors to make travel sustainable and profitable. We need to be able to accommodate these visitors on arrival, and our hotel accommodation must be adequate in quantity and quality. Our CBI program success will help us expand our social programs, care for our mothers and fathers, our children, vulnerable members of society, and increase the number of housing solutions, among other things. All of us will benefit when St. Kitts and Nevis prospers. Over the last few years, we have invested in the agricultural sector. Food security is important, and we must work consistently to achieve this. We have already decided to make agriculture a tax-free sector, and we are going to build on this base. We will provide every support we can to boost farmer confidence in agriculture and to encourage the next generation of our young, talented citizens and residents to invest in agriculture with the expectation of a very good return. Our aim broadly is to expand agriculture's contribution to GDP over the next 3 years, and we will target fisheries, poultry production, select fruits and vegetables. We want to close the gap between local production and local demand, and we want to significantly reduce our food import bill and increase income flows to our farmers. Mr. DeCosta made reference to the issue of subsidies. Indeed, in St. Kitts and Nevis, like other member states, agriculture receives a significant volume of support from the government. He has mentioned some. Land preparation services, which are provided free of cost. Fencing wires provided to farmers this year, free of cost. Seeds, seedlings, etc. And leaseholds are available at near peppercorn rent. A critical part of the support which we provide to the farming community is technical assistance via our extension officers. I agree with Mr. DeCosta that the farmers need to see them on a regular basis so that they can bring their experience, their talent, their skill set to join with the local knowledge of the farmers and to enhance food production within our country. Matters of quality control are important to all of us as producers and consumers. And in our new build-out of the Bayford's farm, specific attention will be paid to this particular area. Bayford's, in the first instance, will be targeting specific support to the livestock sector. And I'm certain in the coming weeks, as the program unfolds, Mr. DeCosta will be delighted at what will be offered at Bayford's. Tonight, indeed, it is a pleasure to have joining me on Leadership Matters, Mrs. Giselle Matthews, President of the Chamber of Industry and Commerce. Since her accession as the President of the Chamber, we have had several productive meetings with the Chamber on a range of issues, and we will continue working together for the national good. Perhaps the callers tonight can let the President of the Chamber of Industry and Commerce know some of the things which they expect from businesses. And my leadership programs, they have spoken about affordable price of goods and services. I hope tonight they'll be brave enough to speak to the Chamber President and those matters and other matters of concerns. Our farmers and fisherfolk have an important work to do. And I'm delighted that tonight we have one of our farmers, Mr. Terence de Costa, who has spoken very well regarding the sector and the role it should play in securing the stronger and safer future for all. Mr. Abdia Samuel needs no special introduction. He has been providing outstanding support to the government and people of St. Kitts and Nevis as head of the National Task Force on COVID-19. I again welcome him and thank Mr. Samuel and his team for their yeoman service to our country. Since our last leadership matters, there have been some positive developments which I want to share with the public tonight. And I note that Mr. Samuel and the Chamber President would have made reference to some of them, but they bear repeating. The government, based on representation and consultation with the Chamber, has decided on Monday that we would extend VAT Day, which was originally carded for Friday the 18th December by another day to Saturday, December 19th. I want to repeat for clarity. This year, 2020, the government is offering 2 VAT days, on Friday the 18th and on Saturday the 19th December. We hope that the additional day will help to further stimulate economic activity, assist in particular the small businesses with improved sales, and help spread economic activity over those 2 days. Importantly too, we hope by extending the VAT Day offerings to Saturday, we could have less congestions on the Friday and on the Saturday, and behaviors more conducive to the COVID-19 environment. Indeed, one of the primary reasons for extending VAT Day is to minimize overcrowding on any of the 2 days. We expect businesses, and we are hoping that the Chamber President would give a gentle reminder to all businesses to observe the COVID-19 protocols regarding physical distancing, mask wearing, etc. And we remind again the customers that no mask, no entry into business places. At our consultation last Friday, the matter was raised with regard to the closure of the St. Kitts Nevis and Gwilla National Bank branch at the Robert Llewellyn Bratcher Airport. I want to give the assurance that I have been advised by the chairman that that branch at the airport will open in the near future. Customers, however, will be expected to observe the COVID-19 protocols, and they should take note of the new requirements imposed by SCASPA for accessing the airport compound. The Sadler's branch of St. Kitts Nevis and Gwilla National Bank will be reopened also to facilitate greater access by the rural community to banking service and to reduce congestion of traffic in the busy commercial areas of Basseterre and to facilitate better compliance with social distancing in the context of COVID-19. I want to commend the representative of the Bus Association who last Friday raised this matter of the unavailability of services being provided by the bank's branches at the RLB International Airport and at Sadler's, and his concern that in the context of the environment in which we now live, those branches could be put to very good uses. Very good use. Mr. Samuel gave his report with regard to travel flows, arrival in and out departures since the opening of our borders. And I can report that since the opening of our borders and up to November 7th, 183 passengers arrived into St. Kitts and Nevis, and 217 passengers departed our beautiful federation over the same period. We received 65 inbound flights and 64 outbound flights. Cargo flights continue, and for the same period, we had 42 cargo flights into St. Kitts, and of course, 42 departed. The other matter which I wish to update the listening public with relates to the severance and long service gratuity payment. I am advised by the Labor Department that to date, 1,985 claims for severance payment and long service gratuity payments have been received by the Labor Department. 841 claims have already been processed. The operations continue, and all legitimate claims will be appropriately dealt with. So again, we call for patience as the necessary auditing and other processes are conducted with respect to these claims. I want to pause at this time to allow ample time for those who are listening to participate more fully by way of their questions. Again, I thank you all for listening, and together we will build St. Kitts and Nevis as the Garden of Eden in the Caribbean. Thank you again.